So Salesforce's story started about 15 years ago with the desire to make the software that companies use to run their business just as simple as buying something on Amazon or searching for something on Google. And since then, it's become insanely successful, $5 billion business, Forbes' most innovative company 4 years in a row. The history of Salesforce goes back about 15 years. I think my history with Sweeneys goes back about 10 years when I bought my first pair. What's interesting is I'm now pretty much exclusively addicted to Oliver Sweeneys. It's become noticed at work in terms of, oh, look, Paul's turned up with another pair of Oliver Sweeneys. And that was fine when it was just one of us in the office who basically had this kind of love affair with Oliver Sweeneys. But then we started to notice as a business that I would be turning up in some, and then other completely independent leaders in the business would be turning up wearing their pair of Oliver Sweeneys. And then all of a sudden other people in the business started to notice and seemed to think, hold on, is there some kind of corporate uniform going on here that, you know, when you get to a certain level in the business, you kind of have to step up to wearing Oliver Sweeneys. And it was entirely accidental that it came together like that.
Salesforce as a business is really the place, I suppose, I always dreamed I could work for. It has all the things that I wished previous companies had in terms of resources, in terms of talent that I could learn from. And I suppose the development path has been very steep, and that's kept me on my toes and kept me delighted to be working for Salesforce. About 6 months ago, we noticed in a town hall meeting, as we were sitting on the stools, that we looked around and, hold on a second, we're all wearing Sweeney shoes. And that was something that we noticed, and it was something that our teams noticed as well. And I don't think that was a coincidence. You know, we've all, through our attention to detail, through the conscientiousness that we have in our work, you know, our expectations for ourselves and of our teams in terms of performance, I think we've all migrated to Oliver Sweeney's shoes because of that attention to detail, because of the evolution of Sweeney over time.
So the first time I bought a pair of Sweeneys, I was really new to the UK and I just moved here. My wife and I were walking down the street and there was a pop-up shop. And I'd never heard of Oliver Sweeney, and my wife said, that store looks like you. We went in, we were in there for about 40 minutes, and you know, I left with 2 pairs of Sweeneys, a leather jacket, and a belt. When I walked in the store, I felt like, you know, what they had on display and how it was being displayed really spoke to who I was. And I appreciated that because, you know, my time's precious, my money is precious, and I want to make sure I'm spending my time and my money in the right place with somebody that understands me. And I like that about Sweeney. It makes me want to be part of the brand. So much so like what we do at Salesforce. You know, we need to have that level of sympathy with our customers as well to make sure that they know that we care about them, that we understand them from the inside out.
The reason why you go for a brand like Oliver Sweeney is the attention to detail. And as leaders, you know, I think it's important that you care about the detail, you care about the importance of being very particular about how you execute in the sales process, in the delivery for our customers, you know, and set the right level of expectation about how we execute in our style and our positioning as individuals, but also what we portray as an image as an organisation. I think it's very important to have that level of focus across the organisation.
For me, it's making sure that what I'm wearing, I feel the most comfortable in, so that when I'm on stage, I know that, hey, if I start to get nervous at any time, I feel like I'm right where I should be. And Sweeneys are a big part of that. Going out there and wearing Sweeneys in the market is a representation of, you know, not just yourself, but the company you work for. And the company that we keep, you know, also needs to be leaders in what they do.
What's interesting is it does become a standard, right? It becomes a standard in terms of once you've worn Sweeneys and once, you know, they've been a part of what you do, whether that's at home or, you know, presenting at work, you know, it becomes difficult to step away from that.